Welcome back to Chaos and Carry-Ons. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Stephanie.
This is the podcast where we talk about travel, marriage, motherhood, and all the chaos that happens somewhere between packing the carry-ons and making memories.
And today, we are diving into one of our favorite Disney topics, character dining.
If you've ever been to Walt Disney World, you know there are a lot of character dining options. Some are incredible, some are just okay, and some you really book just for the characters.
But today, we're sharing our top 3 favorite Disney character dining experiences. We didn't compare lists ahead of time, so this should be interesting.
So we're going to start with number 3 and work our way up to our number 1 favorite.
Since I have no idea what Shelby picked, this means she could say one of my least favorites, which means we may have a podcast fight.
Stay tuned.
Chaos and carry-ons, let's go. Disney dreams in tow, you know. Every flight and every ride, join the journey, come inside.
Okay, let's start with number 3. Stephanie, what's your number 3 favorite character dining experience?
I had such a hard time. I felt like I was narrowing it down literally before we started recording this. But I really think that if I had to pick, my number 3 top pick would be the dinner at the 1900 Park Fair at the Grand Floridian. I feel like this is such an underrated character experience. And everyone focuses so much on the restaurants that are inside the parks that a lot of people overlook the resort dining. And this one, to me, it's one of the best. It's located in the Grand Floridian, which to me, that already makes it feel, I want to say fancy, but I guess you could say magical. The resort itself it's beautiful. The characters here are fun because you get a different mix of characters than the other meals. So you're going to see Tiana, Mirabelle, Cinderella, Aladdin, and I just feel like that's a fun variety. Another reason that I love this one is the food. It's a buffet and it has a lot of options. I think it works well for families with picky eaters. We have both picky eaters and adventurous eaters, and I feel like we never walk away from this where somebody says they didn't like it or there wasn't something to eat. To me, it's a solid character dining experience that I feel like a lot of people forget. So that's my number 3 pick.
So my number 3 is also in a resort, but we're going to go next door to the Polynesian. And number 3 for me is Ohana breakfast. And I say breakfast because that's the only meal that has characters at Ohana. The Ohana dinner is phenomenal. That's another story for another day. That's one of our must-dos every time we go, but there are no characters there. The breakfast at Ohana, not a must-do for us every single time, because breakfast, pretty much at all of these character meals, you're getting basically the same thing. I do like how Ohana is family style. They bring it to the table rather than going up, walking a buffet line. Anybody that knows me knows I'm super OCD and germophobic, and buffets weird me out so bad. I'm not saying that I don't do them, but I like that about Ohana over some of the other ones. Also, the characters are, like Stephanie said, it's a little bit different. You can get your Mickey picture here because Mickey and Pluto are there, but they're with Lilo and Stitch. I don't think you can meet Lilo anywhere right now at Walt Disney World outside of Ohana. I'm not sure. I think Stitch comes and goes, but he's mostly special events, after hours, parties. I don't think you can just regularly meet Stitch on any day. I could be wrong on that. Don't fact check me. Or do. I don't care. But Ohana comes in number 3 for me, which was really hard. It was hard to narrow these down. But anyways, there's my number 3.
Well, it's funny that you said that because that was in my short running for number 3. I really like that one. But did you mention the Pog juice? I feel like if you talk about Ohana, you have to mention that that's like...
I did not mention Pog juice, and I don't know how I let that slip my mind. So Disney has this magical juice, but I asked for it at one of the other places that I'm going to talk about later for breakfast when we were there at Thanksgiving. And they told me that recently it has only went to Ohana. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah,
but
I did know that.
It broke my heart. But it is passion fruit, orange, guava. Is there mango in there too? Or do they drop the
think so.
mango? Maybe not. I don't know. They also have it on some select sailings on Disney Cruise Line, but that juice, me and my mom could drink gallons of that. We obsessed with it. And side note, I just saw on TikTok this week that there is a 7 Brew Pog Juice dupe. So
Mm.
on my list of things to do, I'm obsessed with 7 Brew. Their decaf coffee is my favorite. But now I have another reason to go. So that's on my list of things to do next week.
Okay, so moving along to number 2. Again, this was hard for me, and it's really hard to narrow down because there's so many good ones. But my number 2 pick is the Cinderella's Royal Table. And it's really my number 2 pick for one reason. I just think it's iconic. And where else can you eat inside the castle with Cinderella? It's just a magical experience.
It is.
You're in the Magic Kingdom, and a lot of times you can get a reservation before the park even opens. And I also think that's one of the plus to booking this. It does have a higher price point, but I just think that it's one of those things that if you go to Disney, even if it's just going to be like your once in a lifetime trip, that you should do this. The restaurant has the stone walls, the stained glass. To me, it's like a royal atmosphere. It feels like you're eating in the castle, which, I mean, you are, but you know what I mean? Like, the theming is just so on point. The princesses are there, and they come around, and they meet with you during the meal. It's magical, especially if you have a girl. It's, like I said, it's expensive, but I just think that this is worth doing at least once, just for the experience.
I'm about to make you clutch your pearls. Taylor is 8, and we still haven't taken her there.
What? And she's your only child?
I know. I know. We have done the princess one at Epcot. We've done 1900 Park Fair with the princesses. We have not done Cinderella's Royal Table. And I'll tell you why. Because I think I've told the story on here before that Jordan proposed to me in Magic Kingdom, and we went to dinner there that night. It was so magical being in the castle. Like, that day was magical anyways. But we had our dinner during the fireworks, and we could actually watch the fireworks from the window inside the castle. Like, some of them
Mhm.
are offset, like back behind. And I just don't feel like I can top that moment. So I have not been rushed. I've got to get her there. I know, while we're still in like the thick of the princess phase, I've
Yeah.
got to do it. I just also have a super picky husband when it comes to food, and the food in Cinderella's Royal Table is very fancy. For me, it hasn't been worth the money for him. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Taylor and I might just have to have a mommy daughter breakfast or something there and just leave him behind.
Now, I did mention that, and I will say that we do like the food in the castle. And my parents have even went with us 2 or 3 times we've went with them and ate in the castle, and they like it too. I will say sometimes have been better than others. Our last time, we all thought it was great. But like she said, if you have a really picky eater, you might want to look at the menu.
Because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to just have them order, your adult husband order off the kids menu, when he could be just as happy over at Tomorrowland Terrace with his chicken fingers and french fries. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest reason why we haven't been back.
Yeah.
So number 2 for me, ironically enough, was 1900 Park Fair. So you've already explained where it is, whatever. But I will say, I have a theme here. Ours is breakfast, because I can't go wrong spending that kind of money on character meals with Jordan, because if they have Mickey waffles and they have bacon, he's game. So breakfast is great, and they actually serve Krispy Kreme brand donut holes, and that is my nephew's favorite part. But I love the strawberry soup.
Yeah, it's good. I like it too.
It's time for number 1.
We definitely need a drum roll for this.
Drum roll, please.
I feel like this was the only easy one for me, and Shelby already knows what I'm going to say because she knows that I am in love with this restaurant. And if I am going to have one character meal my whole trip, this is the one that I'm booking. And it is Topolino Terrace at Disney's Riviera Resort. And I picked this one because it has everything. The restaurant is beautiful. It's on the rooftop of the Riviera Resort, so you have the incredible view of Epcot. The atmosphere is very upscale compared to a lot of the other character meals. It feels fancy. There's a theme here with me and these character meals, my favorite ones.
Mhm.
But the characters are adorable here. It's Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy, and they come around in these really cute artist outfits. It makes it feel unique, but the biggest reason that I love this breakfast is the food. And unlike the other character meals that are at the buffets, this one is a prefixed breakfast and it's very high quality dishes. I will say that. Like the food is genuinely excellent. And that's not always the case for character dining. But this one for me, it checks every box. It's got the great characters, it's got the amazing food, the beautiful setting. And I don't think that you can beat this experience, at least not at the time of recording. To me, this is the very best that you can get at Disney. We've ate it so many times that we have tried every single item on the menu. Now, Shelby knows that we're that family that does that. We're not one of those, like, if we love something, we order it again. If we really, really love a restaurant and we think it's awesome, then we'll order different things because we know that probably means the other things are good. So we've ordered everything, and I haven't had one thing that I did not like. I normally will end up going back to the quiche because I love that. Derek he goes between a few things. I know the last time that he said, like, I don't know why I order anything but the steak because it's awesome. But it's just, like I said, it's magical, I think.
So my number one, do you have any idea what it might be?
Yes, I do.
I'm just trying to think because I have another one that I was gonna say, and now I'm like sitting here deciding between the last two, which one's gonna be my number one. I'm glad you know because I don't.
This is just
Can
what
I
I assumed that you would say.
can I have an honorable mention?
You can have an honorable mention.
So I'm going with Cape May for my
Yeah.
number one, which is at Beach Club. This was not going to be my number one. What I was about to say was something else, but then I remembered Cape May was supposed to be
Mhm.
on my list. And
Yeah.
this is why, like, I can't fly by the seat of my pants. This is why I need notes to follow.
That's so funny because I was waiting for this the whole time. So I was like, okay, she must have put it as her number one. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I should have switched it when you did 1900 Park Fair, but I really enjoyed 1900 Park Fair. So, whatever. Anyways, this is so unprofessional, but whatever. Okay, so Cape May is in the Beach Club Resort, which is one of my favorite resorts on Disney property. We all know that. It has, who is there? Mickey, Daisy, Donald. Wait, it's not Mickey, right? It's Minnie.
Mm-mm,
Minnie,
it's
Daisy,
Minnie.
Donald, Goofy.
Yep.
I think there's four of them. They're in their beach attire. It is so good. The food is great. It is buffet style,
Hmm.
meaning like go up to the buffet. But my favorite part of this dinner or breakfast, whatever, if you go at dinner, I'm not sure if they do the characters still or not, but it's like seafood buffet. We've only done breakfast there. Again, there's a theme. But my favorite part is that it's a hidden gem. Nobody talks about it. It's never crowded. It's never at full capacity. You never have a problem getting a reservation. So the characters spend so much time at your table. That is my number one favorite part of Cape May, aside from the food. The food is phenomenal, but I love how engaged the characters are there because most of the other places that we've talked about, they're big, they're busy, they're rushed because there's a lot of people in and out. They're, rushing through the meal, pictures,
Hmm.
autographs. Well, nobody hardly ever is at Cape May. So the characters will come through, they spend time at your table. They might come through a second time. Last time we were there, they came through a third time. Special moment that I have at Cape May was last summer, not last summer, the summer before last, when we went between my chemo and surgery.
Hmm.
And Donald stopped at our table and he saw my Walt Disney World pin button thing that I was wearing. And it said, no more chemo. I'm celebrating no more chemo. And he kept pointing at it and he was hugging me and he was clapping. And so I have a picture doing strong arms with Donald because this is how we're going to pose. He chose that. And like, you don't get those kind of moments at those other character meals because they're so rushed to get to every single table. And I think that was his second time coming around. He kept coming back. So that's what I really like about Cape May.
I feel like I know what your honorable mention is going to be because I was also waiting on this other one. And then I'm like, and in my mind, I thought she's forgotten what
No.
where her order
So
is supposed to be.
This one was gonna be my number 1, but I'm putting Cape May at number 1 just solely based on the character experience. My true number 1 food-wise is Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom, and it's because of the churro Mickey waffles, because that is the only place on Walt Disney World property that you can get the churro Mickey waffles at the time of recording, and they are amazing. We love, love, love Crystal Palace. So the characters there are Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, Piglet, Tigger. They're kind of like out of the norm. I feel like that's off the beaten path characters, which is another reason why I like it. It's like the
Mhm,
underdog kind of thing.
mhm.
But the food is fantastic.
And this is so, controversial, but I love this. Every time we go, I love it. My honorable mention, and I'm not saying this is in my top 3, but I just
If you
think this
say Chef Mickey, we are no longer friends.
I'm not gonna say Chef Mickey, but it's
Okay,
gonna be
good.
as controversial as that. But one of my picks that I tell people that I love, and a lot of times they're like, "Oh, I just don't really care for it." But I'm gonna tell you why I like it. It's Minnie's well, it's usually like a holiday dine at the Hollywood Studios. A lot of
Mhm.
people do not like it, but I really like it, and one of the reasons why is because they do it or they have their costumes are seasonal, like, to what is going on. So, at springtime, they're dressed up, like, in spring attire. At Halloween, they're wearing Halloween costumes. At Christmas time, they're wearing the Christmas sweaters. To me, I just think that's a fun character experience. Is the food awesome? Maybe not. I think it's good though. Like, again, we're not super picky eaters and we enjoy it. We've never had a terrible food experience there. We've had better and we've had just okay. But
Mhm.
to me, that has always been a fun character dining experience. So if you're on the fence about it, I say give it a go. That's always what I say is that we have a good time with the characters, like Shelby saying for the Cape May with the characters. To me, like just solely based on the characters, that has always been a good character experience for us.
They used to do Disney Junior for the
Yes.
breakfast, and then lunch and dinner were mini. The last time I looked, that was not a thing. So I don't know if that's seasonal now or if it's because you can meet the Disney Junior characters in the park where you couldn't before. I don't know. So that's something to look into. But that was something that we did before because Taylor, maybe it wasn't even Taylor, I feel like it was my niece, was obsessed with, like, Vampirina, Fancy
Mhm.
Nancy, they were there. I'm trying to remember who else is Doc McStuffins. I think Doc McStuffins is who she loved the most, and so we did that for her, but I think they've recently changed that.
Yeah. Like I said, I know that I have talked to other people that have said that for a buffet, like the quality of food that they think is good, and I think it is too, but just more than that. It's something different, and when you think about, like, Chef Mickey's, I mean, we go. I have a ton of pictures of my kids throughout the years at Chef Mickey's. I'm not saying that I hate it. It's just that Hollywood and Vine is something that's different, and it's
Mm.
always changing because of the theme of the costumes. And to us, especially when you're an avid Disney goer and you're going more regularly, you're not just going once your whole life. I think it's fun to see the characters dressed up.
Yeah, it is. So those are our top 4 now. I was gonna say 3 favorite Disney character dining experiences, but that's our top 4. We can't do anything simple around here.
No. So if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, hopefully this gives you some ideas of the ones that are actually worth booking.
And if you have a favorite character dining location that we didn't mention, we would love to hear about it.
You can message us or share it with us on social media. And if you end up taking us up on one of these dining recommendations, tag us in the picture. We love
Yes.
to live through you.
Yes. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure that you subscribe and share the podcast with a Disney loving friend.
And as always, may your flights be on time and your luggage never lost. But if it's not, that's where the fun begins.
Pack your dreams, it's time again. The world's our map, so tell a friend. New horizons, stories spin. Season 2, let's dive back in. time to go.